you may get a new setup every single video now, but hopefully this one's a little bit better, and hopefully it's all good. But again, feel free to let me know. I'm not basing my content off brilliant camera work or brilliant reading. It's just a channel for whispering. It's a channel for reading. It's a channel for sleeping. So please enjoy. But yes, we are reading this, so let's get back into doing that, and hopefully you do enjoy. So, in the beginning, speak to me, Muse, given me words to recount the miraculous births of the gods from the very beginning until now, the regime of Father Zeus. In the beginning, there was nothing. Picture it as a gap, a void filled with swirling movement, not emptiness. There was nothing that held together, nothing distinct, nothing measurable by any form of measurement. There were no borders of limits, but within the void appeared Gaia, the earth. Just as when building a house, the foundation comes first. In the depths, at the lowest extent of deep-rooted Gaia, was Tartarus, the place of punishment, the world beneath, the fundamental creative force, love. Go with Gaia, governors of the subsequent stages of creation. Gaia and Tartarus surrounded by darkness at night, but night blended with darkness and bore brightness and day. And so time came into being, measured by the onward rolling. Day and night. By herself Gaia, the earth bore Uranus, or Uranus. Lots of different pronunciations in these books. The heaven, to cover her completely. Heaven lay with earth, and she conceived and bore ocean, the water encircling the contents of earth, and Tethys, the waterways within the contentments of earth. From the prolific mingling of the waters, the earth was clothed, and from the mingling of earth and Uranus were emerged among many other children, the Titans, 12 in number, Cronus and Rhea, Hyperion and Thea, Hippotas, the father of Prometheus, and the rest of the gods of old. Their names now are mostly unfamiliar, for these were the days of yore. Under the rule of Cronus, the world was a different order, and it is not easy to comprehend it, except to say that it was primitive. Wide-shining Thea bore for Hyperion the blazing sun, the radiant moon, and the rosy-fingered light of dawn, which gently fills the sky even before the sun rises. Helios, the sun god, drives his golden chariot from east to west, and sails in the golden vessel each night of the ocean back again to the east. Helios had a son called Pathon, the gleamer, and was allowed by his father, in a moment of weakness, to drive his chariot for one day. Much later, in the Earth's history, but none apart from Helios can control the blazing chariot drawn by four undefeatable steeds, and Pathon hurled to earth into a ball of flames. Much of the earth's surface was scorched and became desert, and the skin whose dwelling there were burnt black for all time. Pathon's sisters were turned into trees, and the heavy tears of grief they shed for their brother solidified as amber. In later times, sisters Selene, the moon, and Eos, the dawn, fell in love with mortal men. Endymion was a shepherd who slept each night in a mountainside cave in Caria. Selene thought a glimpse of him from on high, and as her pale gleam fell on his features, she fell too. Such is the force of love's attraction. I'll try and sort out the lighting, guys. Hopefully it's not too bad, but for me it's poor. But hopefully it's alright for you. Every night she lay with him while he was cradled in sleep, not knowing that his reality was stranger than any dream. Selene loved him so much that she could not bear the thought that he would age and die. She implored Zeus to let him remain as he was, and the father of gods and men granted Endymion eternal youth and eternal sleep, except that he woke each night when Selene visited him to satisfy her longing. Eos enjoyed numerous affairs. For once she went to bed with Ares, and in jealous anger Aphrodite condemned her to restless ardour, one of those with whom she fell in love with, and proud hunter Tithonus, as handsome as are all the princes of Troy. She begged Zeus that her mate should live forever. Zeus granted her a wish, but the love befuddled goddess had forgotten to ask also for eternal youth for her beloved. In the days when their passion was new, the graceful goddess bore Memnon, destined to rule the Ethiopians for a time and meet his end before the walls of Troy. But as the years, centuries passed, Tithonus aged and shrank, until he was no more than a grasshopper. Eos shut him away and loved him no more. If asked, he would say that death was his dearest wish. And Helios too dulled for a while with mortal maid Leucotho by name. He thought of nothing but her, and for the sake of a glimpse of her beauty, he would rise too early and set too late, after dawdling on his way till all the seasons on earth were awry. The god had to consummate his lust, or the chaos would continue. He appeared to her as her own mother and dismissed her handmaidens so he could be alone with her. Then he revealed himself to her. She was flattered by his ardent intention and put up no resistance. But when her father found out, he buried her alive at night, so that the sun might not see the dead. And by the time morning came, there was nothing he could do to retrieve his beloved, but planted as she was in the soil, he transformed her into the frankincense bush, so that her sweet fragrance should please the gods for all time. Now, Uranus, the starry sky, loathed his children, monstrous Hecatonchires, each with 50 heads and 100 heads. It's so funny, I've read this before, and I know the Hecatonchires, but it's still, I think seeing the actual words on paper just confuses me. But anyway, every time a child was born, Uranus seized it and shoved it back inside its mother's womb, deep in the darkness of the earth's innards. This book is sick. And I mean, like, actually sick, like, not like sick good, definitely not sick good, that is gross, but poor Earth, poor Gaia. In the agony of her unceasing labour pains, Earth called out to the children within her, imploring their help. But they were still, and cowered in fear of their mighty father, all except crafty Cronus, the youngest son. Only he was bold enough to undertake the impious deed. He took the sickle of adamant that his mother had forged, and lay in wait for his father. Soon Uranus came to lie with the earth, and spread himself over her completely. Cronus emerged from the folds where he was hiding, wielding his sickle, and with one mighty stroke he sliced off his father's genitals and tossed them far back over his shoulder. The blood, as it scattered here and there and spilled on the soil, gave rise to the giants and the Furies, the ghouls who sometimes, with grim irony, are called the Eumenides, the kindly ones. They protect the sacred bonds of family life, and hunt down those who deliberately murder bloodkin. They drink the blood of the victims and hound the hapless criminal to madness and the blessed release of death. They were jet black, their breath is foul, and their eyes ooze, separating pus. Ugh. But the gentles themselves fell into the surging sea near the island of Cythera, and were carried on currents to seek Cyprus. From the foam that spurted from the genitals grew a fair maiden, and she stepped out of the white-capped waves. I think this is Aphrodite. Onto the island grass grew under her slender feet. The seasons attended her, and placed on her head a crown of gold, and fitted her with earrings of copper, and golden flowers around her neck. They placed finely raw golden necklaces. The eyes of all might be drawn to her sharp, shapely breasts. Her name was Aphrodite, the foam-born goddess, and there is none among men and gods who can resist even the merest glance. She is known as Lady of Cythera and the Lady of Cyprus, and hence love became her attendant. Yeah, we'll keep going, and then we'll stop at War Against Titans, so we'll keep going. Cronus, the youngest of the children of Uranus, usurped his father's place as ruler of the world, but inherited his fear, the typical fear of tyrant, for his parents warned him that he, in his turn, would be replaced by one of his sons. Each time, then, that a child was born to Rhea, his sister wife, he swallowed it to prevent its growth. 5 he swallowed in his way: Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. Pregnant once more, Rhea appealed to her mother Earth, who promised to rear the sick child herself. And so, when her time came, Rhea went and bore Zeus deep inside a Cretan cave, where the Cronus to Cronus she gave a boulder disguised in swaddling clothes for him to swallow. In the cave on Mount Dicte, the infant Zeus was fed by bees and nursed by nymphs, daughters of earth, on goat's milk, foaming fresh and warm from the udder. Young men, mountain-dwelling Curetes, wove outside the cave of martial dance and clashed their spears on their shields to cover the sound of infant wailing. As he grew older, Amalthea, the keeper of the goat, brought the boy all the produce of earth in Nordhorn. And so, mountains of Crete are sacred ground, and even now the Cretans summon the god by means of dance, and he replenishes their hearts and their crops. And Zeus flourished and grew in might, but in his heart he nurtured his mother's dreams of vengeance. So the next chapter, well, kind of mini chapter, is a war against the Titans. So again, we've got that. We've got a few more pages of this, a few more subheadings, and we'll be on to chapter 3 in no time. But I think this book's going well. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully my reading isn't too bad. I'm sure it is though. But I'm sure the whispers are probably helping. And get some good sleep. Have a lovely night and speak soon.